What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday night, and welcome to my stream, my solo stream. Guys, before I start, let me know, can you hear me? Are you hearing me loud and clear? Are you hearing me clear and loud? What's going on, guys? Excited to be here today, man. I got a lot of stuff I want to share with you guys. So put a 1 in the chat if audio's coming in hot. It sounds good. I'm sounding juicy. Let me know in the chat. So tonight, I am going to talk about, I'm going to get a chance to do this this morning on the live show. We're going to go through the coin market calendar and see what the big events are. So we're going to cover a couple news articles. We're going to look at token unlocks. We're going to look at the federal deposit or the federal budget deficit. We're going to look at ICOs, IDOs, and IEOs. What it looked like a year ago and what it looks like now, what kind of money they're able to raise. We're also going to take a look at the latest airdrops, and then we are going to take a look at some charts. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Also, if you are new here, please say hello. Shout out to Leviu, who was the first person in here, Devin Weistree, Remedial Joe, Albatross, Destroyer, Web3, and me. Matic and IMX, yes, that's a pretty big partnership they got going on there. And then Web3 also said Arb Alt's been running. A lot of people are saying that Arbitrum's airdrop is going to kickstart altcoin season. It has the potential. Arbitrum is a very anticipated airdrop. It's a project that's garnered a lot of attention, a lot of money flowing into the Arbitrum ecosystem. Is it possible? Yeah, it definitely is. Also, Brokiyoshi's in here. What's up, my dude? So welcome to David's Fireside TA. That's right. I haven't gone back to watch Rob's TA because I was busy, obviously, putting my house together. But I heard he did a pretty good job. So hopefully I can do as good a job as Rob on the TAs. All right. So let's start with coin market calendar. Bam. All right. So you guys, by the way, please feel free if you have any questions about what I'm using, what websites, I'll be more than happy to share with you guys. This one is coinmarketcal.com, and it shows you all the biggest happenings, and you can even filter them by top 500 DeFi, top 100 coins. I got this in the top 300 now. And so just kind of grazing through this, some important ones. Obviously, the Gurley testnet begins. That began today. This is Gurley is the testnet to the Beacon chain. And so this is where all the testing happens, where you work out all the kinks, find all the bugs before you launch it on the mainnet, which apparently Solana didn't do on their last upgrade. But Anatoly came out and said that they will be doing that moving forward. You have the World Blockchain Summit that is happening right now in Dubai today and tomorrow. Not sure if any of you watching are from Dubai, but GMX, and I believe isn't GMX part of the Arbitrum ecosystem? That is getting a Kraken listing tomorrow. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know this exactly off the top of my head, but is GMX part of the Arbitrum ecosystem? You know what? Actually, let's just find out right now. Let's find out right now. Let's go to DeFi, chains, Arbitrum. Yes, I was correct. GMX is part of the Arbitrum ecosystem. And damn, that seemed close to 10% in TVL flowing into that GMX ecosystem over the last 7 days, which is pretty good. So, hey. Arbitrum, man, this thing is gonna fly. You know, Rob and I had this conversation. Last week about Arbitrum's market cap when it gets listed, and he thought I was crazy for saying $1 billion. I think it's gonna be more than $1 billion. Arbitrum is already larger than Optimism when it comes to the user-based protocols and total value locked. Can it get listed like right in the top 15? I think it can. You are going to see a lot of sell-off happening. Obviously, that happens with every airdrop. And I know, Redman, you say you didn't qualify. I saw that in the Discord, which, by the way, if you're not in our Discord, please go join the Discord. We have a lot of fun in there, especially if you're a whale member, you're not on the Discord. We need to add you to our whale member group chat. All right, moving back to this. I'm going to open up my production here. Perfect. DC Blockchain Summit. Interesting. So this is going on tomorrow. obviously in Washington, D.C. Nexo, don't really care about that. They're not in the U.S. anymore. Lido's doing an AMA on the 23rd if you're interested. And then on page 2 here, I think I saw a couple more things I wanted to go over with you guys. Where to go? No. All right, here. Okay, so 27th of March. So 1 week from today, the much anticipated and waited Polygon ZK EVM, which, by the way, if you're not sure what these letters stand for, ZK stands for zero knowledge, and EVM stands for Ethereum Virtual Machine. Anything that is EVM compatible can speak essentially to Ethereum code, and they can talk back and forth. Also, EOS is doing a testnet launch, which I don't know. I don't know who the hell still has money in EOS. Unless you guys know something I don't know, EOS to me is a zombie chain. I have yet, in the year and a half of doing research for the show, have I found any article about any partnership or anything with EOS, just upgrades and testnet and this and that. On the 27th, also a week from today, Helium is officially migrating to Solana. Helium's gone through a lot of ups and downs. A lot of people lost their ass on spending all that money for the routers. People aren't making money plugging into the network, so a lot of people have plugged out of the network. Will it change when it migrates to Solana? Who knows? It remains to be seen. If you're interested in fashion and the metaverse, Decentraland is doing a Metaverse Fashion Week on the 28th of this month. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, Mina. ZK Oracle's Phase 2. That's starting in Q1 of this year. There's no exact date, but we know it's Q1, so got to be by the end of the month. And Zilliqa is doing a Web3 War V1, version 1. And so those are some things to kind of keep an eye on if you're interested in any of those. Obviously, the biggest thing is going to be the Shanghai upgrade, April 12th. That is still 3 weeks away. If you're not sure what a Shanghai upgrade is or what it entails or what it will do to the price, we did do a video on Ethereum Shanghai. Everything you need to know. Not just staking is happening with Shanghai, unlocking of staking, but you have 5 other EIP proposals. We break them all down and talk about what the potential for price action could be when all of this ETH becomes unlocked. We did a separate video on that. Make sure to go check it out on our channel if you haven't done so already. All right. So this is kind of interesting. So this is from Daily Hodl. Bloomberg analyst says Bitcoin undergoing fundamental paradigm shift as the U.S. banking system falters. Bloomberg Intelligence senior macro strategist Mike McGlone says recent U.S. bank failures are changing the way investors view Bitcoin. This is a quote from Mr. McGlone. Now, I fully anticipate your average responsive investor is going to be looking to buy Bitcoin and dips, and they might be lighting up on rallies. It's really switched. There is a fundamental paradigm shift here in this market because of the crisis. And the crisis he's speaking of is, of course, the banks, which I have some news for you guys, and I'll go over that here in a second. According to McGlone, Bitcoin bonds and gold are set to become more sought-after assets as inflation concerns and a likely recession start to limit liquidity. And actually, I'm going to pull that up right now. So I got 2 things I got to pull up. I didn't get a chance to before I went live. So this is the one I was talking about in reference to banking. So this is tweeted from Watcher Guru. So this was about an hour ago. U.S. explores measures to guarantee all bank deposits if the crisis grows. So I saw a stat somewhere. FDIC insurance has about, I believe it was like $200 billion in its bank. I could be wrong. And there's over $17 trillion in bank deposits. And so you do the math, that's a lot of money. The Fed just opened up credit lines of $2 trillion. They printed $300 billion over last week, and I believe they printed another $500 billion over the last 24 hours. I could be wrong. Feel free to fact check me on that. I'll be more than happy to correct myself if I'm wrong. But guys, in a sense, is this not the government subsidizing the banking system? Right? We saw what happened with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac back in 2007, 2008, 2009, right? Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac were a private company, and they were running a lot of the mortgages for the U.S., for citizens. And when they had a crisis, the government came in and subsidized them Subsidized means they just took them over. They're now government entities. They're not private banks. They're not a private lender. They're not a private company. They're ran by the government. They're subsidized, just like Medicare is subsidized, just like welfare is subsidized. The government controls it. Same thing with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Is this what we're seeing now that the U.S. is saying that they could possibly guarantee all bank deposits? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? And I'm gonna take a break and just take a look at the chat, see what you guys are saying. Very subsidized, said Knox Bill. Web3Me said government equals banks. You know what I think is funny? I think it's funny that the CBDC pilot launched, 7 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago? And now we're having a banking crisis. I don't know. The tinfoil hat guy in me seems to believe that once the CBDCs are live, right? Because the last thing, I mean, look at the vaccine, right? When Americans are told you have to do this, we revolt. We say, no, this is BS. Our antennas go up. What is going on? Why are they trying to force us to take the vaccine? Yada, yada, yada. I'm not saying you should take the vaccine. I'm not saying you shouldn't take the vaccine. But the worst thing they can do with the CBDC is come in and say, everyone has to have a CBDC account. Everyone's going to say, nope, nope. Whoa, something's going on here. I'm not doing it. And then adoption will fall. What if this whole bank, and I'm not saying the government did this whole, facilitated this whole banking crisis and they're doing it on purpose. But what if this is kind of leading into perfectly timing on these banks collapsing and all this government bailouts, blah, 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 to the introduction of a CBDC. And hey, here's an area where you don't have to feel afraid or you don't have to be scared of a bank run is through a CBDC because guess what? We control it. What do you guys think? That's something that's very intriguing to me. Something funny, kind of lighten you guys up. JP Morgan. So you guys remember the place in England? I forget what it was called. They thought they had bags, tons of nickel, but it was bags of rocks. Well, JP Morgan thought they were holding 54 metric tons of nickel worth $1.3 million, but they turned out to be worthless rocks. Oh, man. Should have just bought Bitcoin. Yeah, you should have. Turns out that JP Morgan bought the nickel that turned out to be stones. Not a good look, guys. Not a good look. But, don't worry about JP Morgan too much. They can afford to cover that $1.3 million loss. Man, I had to take some Tums to have acid reflux, and it makes your mouth just so freaking chalky. All right. So we covered the Bloomberg thing. I definitely think, and I've talked about this ad nauseum, I definitely think that Bitcoin is currently going through and will continue to go through a narrative shift. And I've talked about this ad nauseum, and I've said, when your back's up against the wall, when hedge funds and consumers and VCs and whoever else you want to throw into the mix, when your back is against the wall and the Fed starts cutting rates and the bond market goes into a frenzy, right? Because the same way you ruined the bond market when rates went up too fast, it can have the same effect on the way down, right? So think about it. Right now, you can pick up a 2-year note that was, issued, let's say 2 weeks ago for, I'm just throwing out numbers, 5%. And the way it ruins the bond market when they keep elevating these interest rates and raising them is now that 5% note is no one's going to buy it because they can just go buy one directly from the Treasury for 6%. Well, what if now we have these 5% notes, right? 5% coupon notes, and the interest rate drops to 3%. Now, everyone is going to sell off on risk on assets, stocks, because now they're going to jump into 5%, right? We're also going to get 5% risk-free issued by the government. So I think Bitcoin has and is going through a narrative change. And when people's backs are up against the wall, when the bond market is down at 3%, I was like, not really lucrative. Inflation's still high. Stock market's selling off. These companies are overinflated as far as their stock price because of all the quantitative easing that happened over the last 10 to 15 years. And you look at gold, can't even break 2,000. You look at silver, sure. What other asset class can I put my money in? Because you're not going to leave it in cash. I'm sorry, but hedge funds, they have to make money, or else people are going to pull money out of their funds. That is literally rule number one. Make money no matter the circumstance. So I'm sitting there and I got this, and this. And one of this is Bitcoin. I'm like, okay, I got an asset here that's got a fixed supply. That's like digital gold. That's decentralized, doesn't have any political risk, doesn't have any governmental risk, doesn't have any interest rate risk. Maybe we should take out, $1 billion out of our 10 billion we have here and maybe just throw it at Bitcoin. You get 4 or 5 hedge funds or people or companies or anyone do that. 40,000 Bitcoin, 50,000 Bitcoin, $100,000 Bitcoin, $200,000 Bitcoin. Who knows? Maybe I'm crazy. I don't think so. So this was interesting. We get a chance to cover this today, but I will cover it now. Coinbase is no longer supporting Signature Bank's Signet network. So as per the Wall Street Journal, the fate of Signet has been unclear since Signature Bank was shut down by New York State regulators last weekend. A couple things I've highlighted here. Coinbase Global told clients on Monday it is no longer supporting Signet. Now, essentially what Signet was, just think of it like the SWIFT system, but for crypto banks, crypto exchanges, send money back and forth. So now, if you're going to send, until a replacement's been found, of course, if you're trying to send your ETH from Coinbase to KuCoin and it's on a Saturday or Sunday, it ain't getting there. Sorry, you're going to have to wait. We're back to normal banking hours. I'm not sure how it's going to work when you transfer out of an exchange to, let's say, a hardware or a mobile wallet. That I'm not sure. But at the very least, exchange to exchange, you do it over the weekend or non-banking hours or after 5 p.m. Eastern, or whatever their hours of operation are. If you're sending money to and from outside of that, you're going to have to wait. Coinbase users who use Signet for US dollar deposits or withdrawals won't be able to send funds outside of the usual banking hours, but Coinbase said it is looking for a new technology partner. Now, here's my issue. Who the hell is going to want to jump in here? You know what's funny is we had the FDIC, and you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and pull it up right now on Twitter from Nick Carter. So a Reuters report came out that said the FDIC is saying anyone that's buying Signature Bank has to let go of the digital asset side of it, or the Signet. And FDIC said, nope. That was not part of it. And let me find this tweet here. No. Oh, here we go. So this is it right here. This is a tweet thread. So crypto business not included. This is talking about when what was the name of that bank? It was part of the New York Bank Corp. I forget the exact name of it. Flagstar. So here it is. The FDIC, Flagstar's bank did not include approximately $4 billion of deposits related to the former Signature Bank's digital banking business. The FDIC will provide these deposits directly to customers whose accounts are associated with the business. I was going to send everyone their money back. And Nick Carter tweeted this, wow. The FDIC lied and Reuters was correct. I'm shocked. This is the same FDIC chair who presided over Choke Point 1.0. Now, of course, people are saying all the FDIC is going to say and do is no, it was Flagstar's decision to not include it. I guess the rest is to speculate, but if you're going to tell me, hey, am I going to believe a reporter who probably didn't pull that information out of his you-know-what versus the FDIC and crooked government officials, I'm probably going to believe Reuters, as I'm assuming a lot of you are going to too. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe Reuters was correct, that the FDIC put a stipulation that you cannot have these signature digital assets. So put a 1 if you think Reuters was correct. Put a 2 if you think the FDIC is correct in saying that they did not have any sway. 1, FDIC said no digital banks. 2, you believe FDIC didn't say that. I'm curious to see what you guys think, and then I'll look over that in a minute. But here's another interesting thing that Nick Carter tweeted. I'm going to go here. The same person, Operation Choke Point 1.0, was, I believe it was right. Oh, right here. The man ultimately responsible for Choke Point 1.0 was FDIC Chair Marty Gruenberg, who served as the OCP, or who served from 2012 to 2018. The OCP ran primarily from 13 to 17. The current FDIC chair has a really, really close relationship because he is also Marty Gruenberg. So this guy is not new to doing what he's doing. And if he went after the marijuana industry and cutting off their banking ties and kind of choking that entire sector out, look what happened to the marijuana industry now. It's in Nevada here where I live, it's completely legal, recreational and medicinal. And, you know, they were in that they fight you stage, and looks like the marijuana industry has now won. And we're going to be looking at federal, making it legal on a federal level. So it's just interesting. Like, one thing I learned, guys, and I'm going to take this away. One thing I learned from my cousin, and I'm going to tell you a quick story. So my cousin lives in LA. She tore her Achilles tendon, okay? She went to 5 doctors, and every single one of them told her, you need full surgery. It's a full tear. So she has a complete distrust in the healthcare system in the U.S., which I don't blame her. When at every single turn and every decision that is made by doctors, pharmaceutical companies, or the government, there is money to be made with every decision. It's hard to trust them. So what she said is, you know what? I am going to pay out of pocket, and I'm going to go to an X-ray place. And so she went and she got X-rayed, and she said, hey, is this a partial tear or a full tear? And they said it's a partial tear. The only person that told her it was a partial tear. So she goes home, does some research. And so I was like, well, 5 doctors, medically licensed doctors, told you it's a full tear. Why did you believe the X-ray technician? She said, because I sat there and I thought about what benefit would the doctor have to lie to me versus what benefit would the X-ray tech have to lie to me? Well, the benefit the doctor would have is either they're going to do the surgery and make a crap load of money, or they're going to refer you to someone who did the surgery and they're also going to make a crap load of money, not to mention all the medicine, prescription medicine you're going to be on when you come out of surgery. But the X-ray tech, on the other hand, doesn't know me, doesn't care, is not a doctor, is not going to do surgery. So what reason would she have to lie to me? So same thing here, or in anything in life. What motivation? What motivates someone to tell us something? What would motivate the Reuters journalist who wrote that article to lie versus what would motivate the FDIC chair to lie? So those are some things. I like to keep things very common sense. I'm an overthinker, and so this is something I've been struggling with, and I feel like I've gotten a lot better. It's good to let your mind run, but sometimes when you're trying to find an answer to something, just break it down to its simplest core function. What are the benefits? What reason would someone have to lie? Does it even make sense at all? So those are some of the things I look at. I'm gonna take a quick peek at the chat here. See what we got. We got 60 people in here, 39 likes. It's not bad. It's not bad. We can get to 60 likes. So you guys want to help me out? Cynthia Lummis 2024. I doubt it. If someone, he's a Republican candidate. His name is Vivek Ramas something. And the only reason he caught my attention was because he was talking about crypto. He was on a Twitter space, and he was also came out and spoke about it against CBDCs. That's a guy. I'm going to be keeping my eye on. I have to admit, I liked his ascending stairs to bending stairs. Oh, that was funny. Dan Magnuson. What's up, Dan? I never took the jab. What are we talking about? I'm here. Let's go. What's up, Andre? How much for you think Arbitrum will be Wednesday? I think the consensus is about $1. So dollar, the dry dropping about 300 million bucks. I don't know. You know, Forrest seems to think the fully diluted market cap is going to be between, I don't know, 15 to 20 billion dollars. I think not fully diluted, just the regular whatever tokens are circulating. I think it could be over $1 billion. Which, let's take a look at over $1 billion. Where would it be at? Let's take a look at CoinGecko here. And I'll share my computer screen for you guys. So, $1 billion market cap. We're looking at between number 55 in the top 55. And so will it have more value coming out of the gate than Tezos? I don't know, maybe not. Multiverse X, I believe yes. And these ones, EOS, yeah. Like, what is EOS still doing up here? Algorand, no. Obviously, ApeCoin, yes. Stacks, I mean, I don't think anything can stop Stacks right now. Near Protocol, I want to say yes. But, you know, who knows? Who knows? Time will tell. All right, let's get into, so this is some interesting thing I found here. So this is, so I'm going to drop my face so you guys can see the whole thing. This is from coinglass.com, and I'm going to make this bigger for you guys. So this is pretty interesting. Bitcoin's profitable days, and this is how they explain it. Number of days in Bitcoin's traded history where holding Bitcoin has been profitable relative to today's price. This chart highlights the aggressive growth of Bitcoin's adoption curve over time, which is reflected in its price because supply is limited. As demand grows, price goes up. For investors, it also demonstrates the importance of understanding the market cycles of Bitcoin, blah, 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 blah. So, Bitcoin has only been not profitable between December of 2020, let's just say January of 2021, until June of 2022. Every other time through its entire history, Bitcoin has been profitable, including now, including when it was at 17K, including when it was at 16K. And so this is the beauty of Bitcoin, guys. And I was listening to a podcast or something, but I forget who it was. It was like YouTube or a podcast. But the whole idea between supply and demand, right, is as demand grows, you can increase supply. And so if there's a rush on silver and everyone and their mom is buying silver, well, guess what? They can just mine more silver. They can meet that demand. Which is why gold and silver, when there's a giant uptick, don't spike 3, 4, 500%. Because you can just mine more, right? You can't do that with Bitcoin. It's a messed up supply and demand curve in a good way. Because as demand goes up, supply stays the same, right? Supply and demand go like this, but they're never going to meet in the middle. As Bitcoin's demand goes up, the supply is actually going the opposite way. Is going the complete opposite way. And so that is what a lot of people are missing when they think about Bitcoin and investing in Bitcoin. You're literally investing in an asset. Now, if you believe the demand for Bitcoin is going to continue to go up, if you believe the demand of Bitcoin will continue to go up, then you're just stupid not to buy it. You'd be dumb not to hold it on your balance sheet or in your asset portfolio, in your investment portfolio. You'd be stupid. Because supply is going down. In about a year from now, supply, the mining supply will be cut in half. Cut in half. On top of that, over 65% of the Bitcoin bought has not moved over the last year. So, guys, at some point, there is going to be such a massive, I don't even know what words to put it in. There's going to be an absolute run on Bitcoin. There's going to be a massive supply shock. Call it a demand shock, right? Supply demand shock. And no one's going to be able to go out and get more Bitcoin or mine more Bitcoin to flood the market. It's not possible. And so that is why a lot of people think Bitcoin can get to $1 million. Now, not in 90 days, like the other guy said, but it definitely can. What do you guys think? Are you guys with me on this? You guys agree with what I'm saying? I'm curious to get your opinion. Andre Brown said, I'm taking a life insurance policy, $1 million, going to draw $500K in a crypto payback with another $100K for the next 2 years. By that time, crypto assets should be mature. I'm sure it doesn't make sense. Andre, lucky for you, my friend. I used to sell life insurance. And here's the thing. I'm assuming you're talking about cash value. And if you are, it takes time to build up that cash value, because if not, then everyone would do the same thing. Gonna draw $500K crypto. Yeah. unless unless there's some way you can borrow against your life insurance policy, which I don't know if you can, or I don't know how that works, but either way. What AI project should we be looking at? I did a video on that. You should go check that out. SkySeam. Not half though. Usually you can borrow against what you've already paid in. Yeah. In My Hero, yeah. What date is the 1 million Bitcoin? Who knows, Knox? But apparently, according to some people, it can happen in 90 days. No. I'm just going to say there's a 0% chance Bitcoin goes $1 million in 90 days. I'm sorry. 0% chance. A lot of people say never. I'm saying never in 90 days. It ain't going, it ain't. In 3 months, Bitcoin will not be at $1 million. If it is, I will literally shave every ounce of hair on my body, including my eyebrows. All right. Let's take a look at, what do we want to take a look at next? Let's take a look at, no. All right, let's take a look at some token unlocks. All right. Token unlocks. Now, why is this important? I'm going to drop my face. This is important because we want to know what's going to be flooding the market here. Token.unlocks.apps. Something you guys should take a look at. I'm going to take a swig of water. Excuse the silence. All right, so this is a great website. It shows you everything. It even has the Mt. Gox tracking for you. So, obviously, Arbitrum, there's not info on this, but this goes live in 2 days. Let's see if it has our breakdown of, here we go. So, Arbitrum, and I'm going to throw my face back on here. Arbitrum's getting a lot of heat on their token distribution and their vesting schedule. You can see here, 43% is going to the Dow Treasury. 27% is going to team, 18% to investors, and 12% looks like it's being completely airdropped. So 18, 27, so you're looking at about 45% you can say is going to investors, team, right? Some of the team are investors, right? Look at the team as investors. See what happens if I click there. Oh, this is dope. Whoa. Okay. Damn, I didn't even know this. All right, cool. So you can individually highlight these and when they're going to unlock. This is dope. All right, so let's show off for now. So team is an investor. They invest their time and in return they get tokens. Now, what do these unlocks look like? So we know, so let's do team and investors. So they looks like they have to hold for a year. So they're vested for a whole year. So, which is a good thing. Now we've seen the whole, unlock for a year, and then somehow they go in and they change the code and they start unlocking. I don't think we're going to have that issue with Arbitrum. I could be wrong on something like this. I'll never say never, but it looks like they can't touch the tokens for at least 1 year. So that's about 45% of the Arbitrum tokens that can't be touched for a year. That's good. Obviously the individual wallets, they can have access to that right away. And then same thing with the DAOs and same thing with the DAO Treasury. And so, will I be buying Arbitrum when it comes out? No. Depending on, let's say it comes out at $1 and Arbitrum goes to 60 cents, 50 cents, I'll probably pick some up at that point because I believe holding Arbitrum as a governance token is going to be extremely important because people are going to want a piece of that voting power. I mean, Arbitrum is already like one of the biggest layer 2s on Ethereum. It doesn't even have a token yet. And I think it's good for Ethereum because instead of using the ARB token for paying gas fees and facilitating transactions, they're going to have to be using Ethereum, which obviously more use cases for ETH, the better. Here's a good one. 1inch is having a unlock. This happening in 2 days. So if you're an investor of 1inch, now 1inch is a DEX. They're an Ethereum DEX. Let me know if you guys have any money or are invested in 1inch protocol. And so looks like we're having a 2 days. Okay. So let's see. So it starts on March 23rd, and we're getting about nothing. This is a nothing burger right here. $28,000 worth of tokens becoming unlocked. That to me is a nothing burger. When you have the market cap coming in at $439 million, 28K is nothing. Let's take a look and see if anything else kind of catches our eye. Immutable X. Now we did talk, or someone did mention, IMX and Polygon Matic have been partnering or they did partner today. They announced a partnership, and IMX is releasing about $841,000 worth of their token every single day. That is a lot of money. You got a fully diluted market cap of $2.54 billion, 841K a day. I mean, it ain't the whole thing, but it ain't peanuts either. It's something to keep an eye on. If we take a look here, what are the ones becoming unlocked? So, ecosystem development, we don't care. Private sales, so public sales, no. Foundation reserve, no. Project development, no. So private sales, okay? So the private sales are the ones that are laddering up. And so, of course, guys, private sales, this is your investors. And we can assume, right, depending on what the ICO price was, is we can go check right now. What was the ICO price of IMX? I like doing this stuff on the fly with you guys, so you guys can kind of see my thought process and what I look at. Okay, so they had an IEO, 16 cents. They raised 960K. So, guys, if you're not familiar, ICO, IDO, IEO. So, ICO is initial coin offering. IDO is initial DEX offering. IEO is an initial exchange offering. And so this one did an initial exchange offering, 16 cents, okay? IMX is currently trading at $1.27. So you're telling an investor, hey, you just 10x your money from shit. When did IMX launch? November 4th, 2021. Less than 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, not even, a year, 4 months ago, you put in 100 grand and now you have $1 million. And here are your tokens. Here are some of your tokens, or majority of your tokens. Put your investor hat on. Yeah, we don't like it from a retail standpoint when we get coins dumped on. But from an investor, you make 10x on 100K in 15 months. I'm sorry, you're taking profits. And so that's something to keep an eye on. Even if something like IMX does rally because of the Polygon news, expect this inflation schedule to hinder it just a little bit. And then some other ones of importance. STEPN is bleeding out $1.4 million of unlocks every single day. This thing, the GMT token, this thing had a complete fall from grace. Let's take a look at where the price action was. Actually, I'm just going to go to my chart. Let's take a look at GMT, crypto. Let's get GMT Binance. Bam, bam. We're going to go. We're going to go weekly. Damn, this thing. So from peak to trough, this thing is down. We won't even count the wick. This thing is down 94%, 92%. You know, I know a lot of other things dropped as well. A lot of alts dropped 90%. I know ICP is down like 98%. But you got to be careful with these kind of things. I don't want to call them fads. They're more like trends. The whole, move to earn or play to earn, NFTs, JPEGs, NFT games, those kind of had like a run in a vacuum, right? Where people FOMO'd in, and then bam, the fad just died. The trend just died. And it seems like this is one of those things. This thing was over $4. Over $4. It got to over $4 and now it's at 41 cents. So, and 1.4 million a day. I don't know who here has GMT token. If you're still doing STEPN, just be careful. All right. Just gonna scroll down real quick, and then if not, we'll move on. Altcoin. That's a month from now. Okay. Optimism is a big one too. Look at this: $6.1 million a day of OP token being unlocked. And it looks like in June 3rd. So less than 3 months, you're going to get all the investors and their tokens becoming unlocked. So just be careful, guys. OP, $2.53. It's not something I would buy right now. That's not to say that the token is not good, the project is not good. The tokenomics, the fundamentals, when it comes to tokenomics, just be extremely careful. You got a lot of these tokens becoming unlocked, 6.1 million a day. That is a lot of money, especially on a linear unlock. So just be careful. All right, here we go. federal surplus or deficit. It says directly from the Fed, the St. Louis Fed to be exact. And you can take a look here. We've been flat, right? Flat, small negative for decades. This goes all the way back to the 1901. And no, what happened? What'd you do? It says 1901, okay? And then we actually, believe it or not, in 2000, we had a surplus of $236 billion in our federal budget, a surplus. And since then, guys, we've just come crashing down. We're currently sitting at, as of 2022, $1.37 trillion in the red. Can we print our way out of it? Probably not. They're trying. But hey, with the new God, I don't even want to say it. It's so bad. With the new federal government trying to insure every single deposit, we're going to print some money here. So, man, I am genuinely nervous at the economy here in the U.S. At some point, dude, I'm telling you, at some point, people overseas are going to be like, we don't want to hold the dollar anymore. You're losing your power on the world stage. We saw China, and I'm not trying to turn this into a global political discussion. We saw China and Russian presidents meet. They're doing military drills together. No, I know you're gonna say they do it all the time. Yeah, sure. But to do it in a time like this, think of the U.S. National Security Advisor guy coming out and saying, no, if they want to ceasefire, that's not something we'll accept. I think a lot of countries are turning on the U.S. and the U.S. dollar. I mean, look at Saudi Arabia. The entire reason Saudi Arabia agreed to do the petrodollar, one of the reasons, is because we were protecting them from Iran. And now China or Russia, one of them, is brokering a peace deal with Saudi Arabia and Iran. They even met with each other. And so you have that. You've heard rumors that they're gonna accept money other than the petrodollar for their oil. Guys, if that happens, the liquidity in the US dollar is gonna just completely tank. Like, you think this is bad? Imagine the flood of money coming back in that was overseas. It's not going to be good, man. It's a little scary, to be honest with you. That is why I'm hedging my bet with Bitcoin, with crypto, with even gold. The people that tell you don't buy gold, I don't understand why. Like, why can't we have both gold and Bitcoin? Why? Is it a bad thing? No, it's not. Have both. All right. So let's shift the narrative but before I do, actually, let me say what's up to my homies here in the chat real quick. All right, we got 70 people in here. We got 65 likes. Not bad. I'm just going to scroll up here, read a couple things. Hold on, take a few high caps. Tell my boss. If ARB on Coinbase, I'll buy it. ARB is getting listed on Binance, though. So I don't know if that changes your mind. In my hero. I would, but my girlfriend said if I had one in, she would pick up with me. Hey, bro, there's a saying, it ain't about the size of the boat, it's about the motion of the ocean, baby. What's up? Man. What's up, Kyler? Kyler's in here, my man. What's going on, bro? If you have integrity, you have no reason to lie. Yeah, Dan. Yeah, in a perfect world, but people don't really care. Great stream. Thanks, Guns and Loaded. Appreciate it, man. I am a very analytical person. I love to research. I love to study. I love to look at charts. I love like going down rabbit holes of like I remember when the Fed started hiking 75 basis points. I remember I spent 3 weeks reading books, listening to podcasts, watching videos, listening to like Jerome Powell speeches and understanding really the intricacies of the Federal Reserve, how it works, the history of it, where it was, where it came. And so this is stuff I like to do. I like to do a lot of research on fundamental analysis. And so on Monday nights, that's what I bring to you guys. And so I hope you're enjoying it. Good show. Always informative. Thank you, ET. Appreciate it, man. ET Muller. Big boat plus motion equals gold plus Bitcoin. That's right, baby. Sky Seam. That's the comment of the day right there. Big boat plus motion equals gold and Bitcoin. I'll take it. Web3 said ARB is greater than OP. Methinks. Look, just based on like numbers and like what's happening, yeah. How could you say no? All right. Let's take a look at ICOs, IDOs, and IEOs, where we're at and where we were and how things have changed and whether we should be worried, which, by the way, I got a video on this coming out, an in-depth video talking about the importance of banks and funding in our space and what Silicon Valley's bank demise, what kind of reverberations and negative impact they're going to have on our space moving forward. That video should be coming out over the next few days. Super excited for you guys to see it. But here, let's take a look. So these are, and by the way, guys, I'm going to throw my face on here real quick. By the way, these are not ones that I'm saying you should invest in or that I mean I'm investing in. I just pulled up this page. I don't even know what these are. I don't even know what Alaska Gold Rush is. I don't even know what I have zero idea. I just saw something. I'm looking at money raised, and I want to take a look back a year ago, 2 years ago. What kind of funding was coming into the space and what kind of funding we're seeing now. So this is just a comparison. So this is not me saying, hey, this is a hot one, go buy it. No. I don't even know any of these. And so, but if you know them and you want to buy them, then that's up to you. It's your money. Man, Tums really give you a freaking chalky ass mouth. Damn. All right. So let's take a look here. Okay. So again, IDO initial DEX offering, IEO initial exchange offering, and ICO initial coin offering. Okay. So let's take a look at money raised. Okay. So here we have, this one's coming out on the 28th, 100K, 100K, 50K, 50K, 4 million. Okay. This might be an interesting one. Mint layer. Not sure on this one. Maybe do some research on it. 40K, 120K, 100K, 14 million Arkin Finance. Okay. Well, what are you? What are you, Arkin Finance? So they raised 2.18 million. Oh, it's on Arbitrum. Man, Arbitrum is getting a lot of love. So it looks like they're slated for a 2-day IDO. So here's how it works, guys. So this is how it breaks down. There's certain ones you have certain lockups and certain ones you don't. And so this kind of breaks everything down. The spreadsheet, market cap, multiplicator. I'm not sure what that is. Scroll down here. So what is Arkin Finance? Staking period. Okay. Staking period is only for what? 15, 16 days. Purchase period, 2 day. So you have about a day, 2 days to purchase the period. 100% distribute. Okay, so 100% distributed on day one. Arbitrum and Binance Chain. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Total token supply 10 billion. Not bad. That's right in line with Matic. Matic's 10 billion as well. Listing price is 0.004 pennies. DeFi and trading. You know what? This is kind of intriguing. Let's take a look at their website. Where is their website? Here we go. And guys, I haven't looked at this, so I'm just taking a look on the fly with you guys. So if you have any questions, don't ask me about this because I have no idea. So DeFi abstraction layer for multi-chain future. Arkin abstracts DeFi complexity, enabling developers to create applications and helping traders or users navigate across multi-chain. Okay. So like this multi-chain thing, man, this needs to we need interoperability. We need multi-chain. That we seriously need it. I can't tell you how annoying it is to try. I got Bitcoin and I want to swap it to Solana from my hardware wallet or from my Trust wallet or from a Phantom wallet. I got to turn it into USDC on Solana, and then I got to send that Solana USDC here. Then I got to turn it into Ethereum. I got to turn it into this. It's freaking annoying. And this is coming from someone who's been in the space for a long time. I'm sure you've had the same issues. So we need to be able to swap cross-chain pretty seamlessly, right? I talk about this all the time. We got to break the barrier to entry down. If my friend comes to me and I convince him that crypto is the future, he decides to put money in crypto. And he comes up to me and goes, hey, man, I have some money in Solana. I really want to get out of it and go into Bitcoin, but it's on this wallet. All right, well, first you have to convert it to this and send it here. Then once you send it there, you need to do this and pay a gas fee here, pay a fee to send it here, and then send it back. And it's just not practical. And so we need more multi-chain. We need more interoperability. Just one click, swap it from BNB chain to ETH chain to Bitcoin or whatever the case may be. I'm not a developer. I don't know what that looks like. I don't. And I'm sure we're probably a few years away at least. But like, that's eventually where we're going. And trust me, it's going to be a lot easier. Okay. So let's take a look at... Oh, they did have an airdrop, but that ended. Okay, so token sale is April 3rd to the 5th, so 2 days. There are millions of tokens in DeFi right now, each with different mechanics and incentives. This creates lots of overhead for users, blah, 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 blah. The ARC token we collect as a fee will be cycled to support the growth of our users and the development of products, creating multiple virtuous cycles. Huh. Okay, here you go. 51% to the community, 13.5% to the investors, 15% for the team. Okay. And all of it's going to be unlocked at once, 100%. So expect this 13.5% to just people to sell off right away. That's what I assume. And I like to assume worst case scenario. And so, yeah, 2.8 million on Arbitrum. Pretty interesting. But that is not the norm. The norm is like less than 100K. And once I swap over to what we were seeing just a few months ago, a year ago, it's kind of crazy. 30K, not set, 200K, 75K. You get the point, right? All right, let's take a look here. So these were past ICOs going back to last March. 180K, 1.6 million, 200K, 1.5 million, 1.5 million, 6 million, 300K, 2 million, 300K, 500K, 11 million, 1 million, 2 million, 9 million, 1 million, almost a million, 525K. I mean, you get the point. And so what is this telling us, right? So these are upcoming. These are active, okay? Active. Outside of this one, 24 million, which was Swissborg, 2.5 million, 150K, 50K, 25K, 50K, 50K. Like, that's just not a lot of money flowing into the ecosystem. And so when we look at what we were having in the millions and look at what we're having now in upcoming and active, what does that mean? What does that mean? Does SVB have anything to do with it? Probably yes. Does the banking crisis have anything to do with it? 100% yes. Because you got to think about it this way, guys. When a VC comes to give you money, they don't take money out of their bank account and say, oh, here, I have 100 million saved up from all the money I made. Here, I'm just going to lend you. Hell no. Hell no. They leverage the bank's money. They leverage other people's money. They're not touching their own money. So you need banks like Silicon Valley Bank where I can go and say, hey, I found a project. I need 5 million. I'm investing in it. I need 10 million, 100 million, whatever the case may be. If the biggest bank that was doing that handled over 50% of the VC funding in our space is now gone, the money's going to dry up. Not to mention, other banks are probably not going to want to lend money out for startups, especially in the crypto space. And so, and I'm not going to go in depth because I talk about this in the video that's coming out this week. And man, I'm stoked for you guys to watch it. That's why you want to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, have your notification bell on, because when that thing comes out, man, you do not want to miss it. It's going to be phenomenal. It was one of my favorite videos. I'm not going to say my favorite. It was one of my favorite. What you doing over there? My daughter's being weird. Anyways, so this could harm innovation in our space. Now, some people are going to say, great, that's even better. We don't need 500 freaking new projects a month. Sure, but what if that one project is Arbitrum? What if that one project is the next Ethereum? What if that one project is the next Cardano? You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, how many shit inventions do people come up with before the scrub daddy or the microwave or whatever? You just plug anything in there, fill in the blank. So this can hinder our space in the short term until things level out. Also, on top of that, there's projects that still raise money via funding, and one of them is a top 20 project, and they just raised money 2 months ago. It's kind of scary. What if this SVB happened 3 months ago, and that one project who's in the top 20, who was one of the the largest of what they do in their space. I'm not going to give you the name because you'll find that in the video. They're the number one in their sector, and they had to raise over $100 million via funding. If that money wasn't available, would they still be around today? And what would it look like if they weren't? That's stuff to think about. And so when we talk about repercussions and when we say not all the dominoes have fallen and there's still going to be contagion, this is what we're talking about. On the surface, you see Silicon Valley Bank went under. But there's so many more layers underneath it and who it affects, what kind of ripple effects it has. And it's not something I'm looking forward to. All right, let's take a look at airdrops. But first, probably look at airdrops. I want to look at the chat. I miss you guys. I want to talk to you. I want to read some chats here. Get my friends' views here. Let's see. I'm just going to scroll up here a little bit. What am I going to do with my shoes on? Step it? On step in. No idea. What are your thoughts on Flare? I don't have any thoughts on Flare. Chainlink, BNB's a copy with copies, few good projects. Yeah, I'm not a Web3. Me, I feel like me and you vibe together, bro. Because I'm not a big BNB fan. I've called it the scam chain, and not because anything BNB has done wrong, but it seems like all the scams go to BNB chain, and I'm sure there's a reason why. Yeah, Johnny Jackhammer said, I'm confident our government will take care of us. Yeah, me too, bro. Alien, a cross-chain launchpad, low cap. Okay. Is that plant behind me real or not? Nah, it's fake, bro. It's fake news. Man, my wife is so cheap, she won't even buy a real plant. It's terrible. I'm just kidding. I love you, babe, if you're watching. Pulse chain, don't know anything about that. What about CFX? That's Conflux. Man, I'm sorry, bro. Anything China controls, and this has nothing to do with Chinese people. That government, I mean, you're over here telling us you got 1% inflation and you only had 80,000 freaking COVID cases. That's like, come on, bro. We ain't dumb. We ain't stupid. So, no. I wouldn't trust it. I mean, that's controlled by the CCP. Let's see. Fellas, take your profits. Yeah, man, nothing wrong with taking profits. Never get wrecked with Bitcoin. It's true. Florida governor will ban CBDC for Florida. I saw that. But if it's federal, what are you going to do, you know? If it's federal, what are you going to do? Right? Federal law supersedes state law. It is what it is. Also, that guy I was talking about, Vivek, whatever, that nominee for the Republican candidate, he spoke out against CBDCs before Governor Santos did. So something to keep an eye on. And this is not anything about Republican or Democrat, but the first person I saw spoke out against it and just happened to be Republican. If he was a nominee for that party and he consistently is coming out and saying, I'm against CBDC, I believe I believe in crypto and Bitcoin future, that's what I'm going to vote for. But if it happens to be a Democrat that says that's probably what I'm going to vote for. For the most part, I'm going to be voting on the side of crypto here. But yeah. All right, let's take a look at airdrops. Share my screen. All right, so potential airdrops. Again, it's not something I've done any research on any of these, but airdrops are a pretty hot thing. I know Redman said he didn't get the Arbitrum airdrop. I know Forrest did qualify for the Arbitrum airdrop. But just something, if you got the time and you got the wherewithal to do the research and understand, hey, I got the time to do whatever this is asking me to do to get an airdrop, make some extra money. Obviously, it's literally free money that they airdrop into your wallet. Then, man, go ahead, dude. This website is called airdrops.io. Airdrops.io. And if you click on it, they tell you which ones are confirmed, which ones are hot, which ones are not. So let's just give an example. I don't even know what the hell this is. Quasar. It's been confirmed. Gives you the website link for the airdrop. Tells you what you need to do. Gives you a step-by-step guide. And so, I personally don't have time to do this. Probably miss out on a lot of money, but that's fine. I got a lot of other things I got to do. Show, family. So, but if you got the time, man, and you want to use this, I highly recommend you use this website, airdrops.io, and it gives you a step-by-step guide. You can click on the website, tells you what they're going to do, what you need to do. Just for example, this is the Arbitrum. So total value 1.162 billion ARB tokens will be airdropped 2 days, 2 days and 10 hours. And okay, and real quick, while I'm on the topic of Arbitrum, I can't tell you how many DMs, Twitter posts, just websites I've come across that Arbitrum airdrop, get your airdrop. Do not click on those links. There is only one place where you can get an airdrop from, and it's here. Arbitrum.foundation. And I'll make it bigger so you guys can see. Oh, I can't make the thing bigger. Shit. Okay, here. Arbitrum.foundation. If you're not sure, go to CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. Here, I'll show you how to do it, okay? Go to CoinGecko. Click here. Click on ARB, or type in ARB. Where's Arbitrum? No, there we go. Okay. Here's a website, arbitrum.io, okay? If you're never sure, always just find one of these and click on it. And you can go to... Okay, maybe this wasn't the best example. Let's try CoinMarketCap. Actually, you know what? What am I doing? Go to this. There you go. Website. Go to use cryptorank.io. This is what I use. It's got everything you ever want on here. Put in ARB. If you can't find it under tokens, you'll find it under a lot of other things. It's got a whole different slew of categories. Click website, and bam, there you are. If not, you can go to this airdrops one, or if not, just like Google it. Don't just click a link. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to go check this out, or oh, I got this DM. No. If you didn't qualify, no one else is giving you the real Arbitrum token. You're getting a fake token. So just be careful out there. All right. Let's take a quick look at where Bitcoin is at. Actually, let's take a quick look at where the markets are at. Let's go to CoinMarketCap. All right. So Bitcoin, man, can't stay above 28K for too long. Got to like 28.2, 28.4, I believe. Came back down. It's under 28K right now. Let's take a look at what the chart's saying on Bitcoin. What are some levels to look at? So BTC, this is the weekly. Let's go to the 1 hour. Let's see what the 1 hour is telling us. Okay. So what I'm kind of seeing here is I guess I don't know. I guess you could call this a symmetrical triangle if you really wanted to, just off of this last move up, right? Symmetrical triangles, and like Crypto Lifer said on the channel today, these things are 50-50, man. 50% up, 50% down. But as far as a trend line, this is the one I'd probably want to draw. So this is a trend line that we've kind of retested as support multiple times. You had once, twice, now 3 times. So if this thing keeps chugging along, the only thing is not really making higher highs. Well, actually, technically it did make a higher high. Barely. 28, what is it? 28,424. The other high was 28,398. So inched like a centimeter, a freaking millimeter of a higher high, but it is making higher lows, which is good. And so if I hide this drawing and I throw on my Ichimoku cloud, let's see where the trend is. So trend is currently still green, which is good. And you can see here why I like the cloud so much. It's super simple to read once you understand what everything is, right? It'll take you some practice to learn what it is. But you can see here, like every time we've touched the top of this cloud, we've bounced right off. Even when we entered the cloud here, we just came rallying right on top of it. Wick down here once. You can call this twice, 3, 4 times, and we're kind of trading there now. So to be completely honest with you, of course, it's not financial advice, but this might be a good place to get in. So we're sitting right on this baseline here, this red line. We're sitting right above it, which is on it, which is pretty good. It's not as solid as the cloud when it comes to support and resistance, but it's still solid. And if we take a look at, if we throw our margin pressure levels on, which I haven't used those in a while, so let's take a look at what the margin pressure levels are telling us. Let's take a look at the short margin pressure levels. And let's go, take the top right here. No, let's not do that. Let's take this top right here. And let's go ahead and throw our long levels on as well. And for the long, we're going to go, no. You know what? Let me hide the short. Let's just keep the long. So we're going to move this sucker here. We're going to go like this. Sorry, guys. Bear with me here for 1 second. Let's take the low here. Okay. Let's take the low here. So 29K, if we get there, that seems like a pretty decent, that's a 20x long level. 29K should come on as resistance, but if we swap over to the weekly, so remember this. So the 9x long level is 31,000 flat. If we go over to the weekly, we hide the long levels, and we just take a look at the Ichimoku. Where do we come out of this? And I think I saw, and I think I've shown this to you guys before, but we might have some new people in here. That same exact level is where the top of this cloud is, right? Where we should meet resistance. And so we're seeing some confluence there. Obviously, they're on different time frames, but with this one, it's a little more macro, obviously on the weekly. But look at this massive weekly candle. We're currently in the cloud on the weekly time frame. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. People keep asking, well, when are you going to say we're in a bull market? Well, I'll say we're in a bull market when this price is trading when this price has broken above this cloud and then retested this top of this cloud and shot back up, that's when I'll say we're in a bull market. That is going to be I might be wrong. A lot of other analysts have different answers. I'm not saying they're right. I'm not saying I'm right. This is just me personally. For me to say we're back in the bull market, I need to see this shift and reversal in trend. That's what I need to see. I mean, take a look here. Look at history, right? We've broke above. I'll zoom in more for you guys. We broke above the cloud, retested it, and then what happened there? Went from 8,800 to freaking the moon, to 60K. And so I'm a believer in, not everything repeats itself, but we got to study history to understand where we're going next. And for me, I want to be above this cloud. Unless this thing rips up over the next, 4 weeks, we would need to hit 43K. If not, if we trend here, if we make it to about mid-June, then this cloud level here, we're looking at about 31K. If we rip up 43K, we will see a trend reversal. Okay. Let me take a look at the chat. Another great indicator here. I love TA so I can watch people do it for hours. Sam is a beast. Sam is a beast. Love Sam. He was on our show today. Stacy, can I come over after school? Who's Stacy? I know good friends who had their trousers taken down with FTX. Yeah, man. What is wrong with you guys? All right, guys, I'm done. I'm donezo. Go hang out with my daughter. She's being crazy over here. But guys, thank you so much. Who the hell is this? Man, T-Mobile, you're crazy. Anyways, it's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this Monday night. If you enjoy the content, come back again. What are you doing? You want to come in here? You want to come say hi? Okay, come say hi. Hold on. No, the camera's here, sweetheart. The camera's right here. See the blue? There's a camera right there. You want to wave to everyone? Say hi. No? Okay. As you can see, my daughter is ready to go play. I told her I'll build a fort with her. And so, yeah. And because her brother did, yeah. Even though I paid this little kid $5 to freaking keep his sister busy. But there we are. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Come back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll have our regular show with me and Rob and Rocco. And if you enjoy the content, if you're not subscribed, make sure to do so. Hit the notification bell. With that being said, guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you got some value out of the night stream, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Peace. I like a peace. Say peace. I'll throw the peace sign. Do the peace sign. Okay, do the peace sign, bro. No? Okay, bye. Ella, you're silly.